dim lit chandeliers glow. We'll sip our worries away, nice and slow. Your laughter ripples like sweet warm wine. In this jazzy sultry space you're mine. The saxophone croons a velvet tune, while melodies dance beneath the moon. We'll toast to moments both grand and small, in this hazy, lazy, jazz-touched hall. Let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you. Your eyes, they sparkle with every click. Sweet rendezvous over a simple drink. We'll share our secrets in whispers low, just you and me where the jazz flows slow. The world outside fades into the mist, but here it's our own dreamy tryst. With each sip our worries drift away. Let's stay together till the break of day. So let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you.
The following live stream has been approved for appropriate audiences. It may contain occasional strong language and may not be suitable for younger or more sensitive viewers. Viewer inebriation is advised, though not mandatory.
Good evening, happy Friday, and welcome to Last Call, where we pour out the bitter dregs of today's headlines. The culture war's raging, and it's uglier than a Ferengi in heels. Take Star Trek under Kurtzman, once beaming up to bold frontiers. Now it's just awkward DEI reboots that make audiences warp speed to the off switch. Then Kathleen Kennedy announces Indiana Jones has no future, right before her own exit curtain call. You can't write this kind of timing. And Disney? Walt's dream factory is a dusty relic, churning out flops while Bob Iger takes a bow to. The old guard's fleeing faster than stormtroopers. But stay tuned, folks. We've got some victories too, so top off your glasses. Get comfortable, and we'll roll this Canarble wagon right now.
Last Call is streamed before a live audience.
What you sipping on?
Fireball.
Fireball.
That's great. So you take a tennis ball, a bowl, and lighter.
Fireball.
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 Guys, hey, how about we settle this over a friendly game of Fireball?
Fireball.
Ultimate Fireball.
Yep, if you join me for Last Call, you know about the Fireball Sour that I am sipping on tonight. And it's got a healthy dose of cinnamon syrup, which does two things. It ups the heat, but it also sweetens it, which makes it go down a lot smoother, and that could be a dangerous combination. Ooh! It is hot, but good. I also have it's kind of a sour because I was afraid it was going to be overly sweet with the syrup, so I kind of went a little heavy on the lime juice. And man, that's really hitting the back of my throat, but in a good way, in a very, very good way.
Did you taste this one?
I did. And you know what? Speaking of this, let's get just a reminder of what I was sipping on last week. I was having a Blue Hawaiian last week, but it was supposed to be a Blue Dragon. But now that I have the cinnamon syrup, this is a very sweet, very tasty drink. Not my kind of drink. That's more like a dessert drink. I would drink that the same way you might drink a milkshake. But let's get Netter of Netter's Network in here. Hello, my dear. That is her drink, so I know what she's sipping on. What do you think of it?
I like it. When you start talking about, drink being like hot and all that, I'm looking at my drink going, no, it's not. And then I realized you were drinking something completely different.
I'm drinking something completely different. Yours only has what do you taste the cinnamon? I could have gone a little heavier with it.
Tiny bit in the aftertaste.
I should probably have gone a little bit.
I'm going to try yours.
Oh, give it a shot.
That's the whole point.
There you go. Just a moment, folks.
There's a lot of lime in that.
I told you, it hits the back of your throat like
No, that hit the front of my throat. All I tasted was lime.
But it also combines with that burn your tongue cinnamon too, so the two kind of go hand in hand.
Okay, you got a wimpy tongue because my tongue's not burning from
Well, we're going to do something else tonight as well. Don't go away, Netter. Netter is going to do a taste test.
Okay, let me rinse my mouth first.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Now, these are marked, and it is a clear alcohol, so you can see that it's marked. Try not to pay too much attention. Maybe in the dim lighting you won't be able to tell. But we have two different brands of coconut rum here. Netter has had strong opinions about coconut rum.
Smirnoff sucks.
No, it wasn't Smirnoff.
No.
It was was it no, I think it was in this case it was Captain Morgan.
Was it Captain Morgan?
I had gotten a Captain Morgan coconut rum you didn't like.
No, I don't think it was Captain Morgan, but it was...
What I didn't like is that the brand that she prefers comes in plastic and not glass.
Unless you get the smaller container.
Unless I get the smaller container, which isn't necessarily the best value. So I'm going with an alternate brand. Want to see what she thinks. Try this one first.
It's clear.
It is
sure it's
clear.
not water.
It's not water. Well, you tell me when you taste it.
It's okay.
Yeah. You're not used to drinking it straight anyway.
No.
And then, maybe cleanse your palate and then try that one.
He's just trying to get me drunk, folks.
I am. I really am. Baby, it's cold outside. What's in this drink? Well, it's rum.
This one is sweeter.
In a good way?
I'm not sure.
In a mixed drink, it probably wouldn't matter that much if you don't find either of them to be terribly objectionable.
They do taste completely different.
Uh-huh.
The second one is much sweeter.
Mm-hmm.
But then the overall palate, if you take away the sweetness, seems to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I had to choose, you can only have one of these ever again in your life. Maybe this one, the first one.
Okay, well, that's Malibu. So we're going to stick with the Malibu, I guess. And I forget the name of the other brand, and maybe it's best that I don't say because it's the one she didn't choose. No sponsorship here, by the way, guys. So it doesn't really, I'm not really, pro or conning, but, if you want to sponsor the show, just saying.
For Netter.
And speaking of sponsoring the show, well, yeah, he is a channel member, but he's also the lifeblood of of the show's presentations, and that's Aged Boomer. How you doing, my buddy, and what are you sipping on?
I'm doing fine. I'm sipping on a Coke.
Just a straight Coca-Cola?
Yes. I have to tell you, this was
Bacardi. She doesn't like Bacardi. Well, throw them under the bus.
This is one of the trickiest presentations I ever put together. But to be fair, this was my idea. So
right? Can't blame me for that
so
one.
I know. I can't. It's just... I feel like I've been on YouTube over 5 years, and let's be honest, even before when I was just in chats, it was all about, they're ruining all of our favorite,
true. That's true.
things that we love, and can we
Yeah.
if we all get angry enough about it, maybe someone will listen, right?
In a perfectly capitalistic driven world, that would be true, but they're fighting against the capitalism. What
the other rum that you have is Kurtzman.
Kurtzman, right?
That was
exactly.
Drink number 2.
That's right. You're absolutely right. But you didn't find it objectionable. You'll take that in a drink. Right?
Yeah, it's fine.
It's better than Bacardi.
Definitely better than Bacardi. Bacardi tasted so disgusting.
I'm loving this. Cinnamon sour. It's gonna be an interesting stream as we get into it. Let me say hi to the lovely people in the chat.
Hello, lovely people.
Starting with Jamie Lynn, I believe, over on Netter's channel. Thank you so much for being here. She was a new. Well, at least she was new in the chat. I don't know how long she might have been lurking, but she was new in the chat last night on Netter's Network. If you want to know what was in the box, you might want to go check out Netter's stream from last night. She did an unboxing.
Was
a little cult? What were you saying?
Was it uranium that blew up your house?
No, but we will get to the rads that we have to deal with.
I see.
Now.
So you're saying that last night people were going, "Hey, what's in there? I bet it's something square."
Exactly right. Yes, a little culture is what we need tonight. Well, I don't know if I'm going to be bringing you culture per se, but we are going to be talking about the culture wars, in particular
pop culture.
Pop culture, yeah, exactly. Which really is the foundation of our culture.
He's going to culture the snot out of you.
I hope so.
What we've been ranting about for the past 5 years, I'm trying to figure out, where are we? What is the state of things? Has there been an impact? That's mainly the point.
Well, I think what's most important is that I think a lot of our channels, we tend to seem like we're always being negative. But that's not the case. There is a lot of positives, there's a lot of wins, and there's a lot of hope. Speaking of someone who's always positive, Big Al of Big Al Presents, he says, have a great show tonight, my friends, and wishing everyone a great weekend. I hope you were lucky enough to have a great Friday the 13th stream just before this. Thank you, by the way, for the raid. You are always so wonderful and generous in that regard. Friday the 13th, part 5. Tommy Jarvis deals with his PTSD from the previous movie, which is not always something you get in horror movies. You don't always get a follow-up. You usually end up with the final girl either being killed off at the beginning of the movie, or you never see the people from the previous movie ever again, at least back in those 80s style slasher films.
I forgot to ask you if you had a boot sponge before the show.
I did not.
Okay, I'll have to make you one.
Well, yeah, if you feel it necessary, yes.
According... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. What's up? According to who?
I was just going to say, according to Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, the final girl in that died in an insane asylum.
Okay, so she never really got to deal with it. She kind of
if you want to treat 2 as canon, but it was that's what got Dennis Hopper angry while he was going after the Sawyer family, because he was her uncle, so he was trying to hunt them down.
I see. There you go. While huffing nitrous oxide, right? Hail Connie Clear, the Bird Woman of YouTube and Fluff Chick Productions. Wonderful Blue Wrench, saying hi on all the different channels. Thank you so much for that. Salute to you, Deleted Scenes. He says hail to the chat, and like, share, subscribe, comment, become a member, Gift a membership if you're feeling particularly generous. Yes, please do all of those things. Dropping the membership emojis, the fedora, the mumbler, the channel logo, and of course, the Canarble wagon. I'm actually pointing at my bar because the Canarble wagon is actually upstairs. It will be coming downstairs. Probably after we get back from MegaCon. And JBRPH1 over on Netter's channel. He is a wonderful supporter of both of our channels. Thank you so much for being here, John. It's always good to see you. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights says, Happy Friday! Sup, everybody? It is the weekend. That's what's up. What else needs to be up? We're gonna celebrate. We're gonna enjoy coming together in friendship around this virtual pub of ours. Robert's Infinite Realm says, What's happening, captains? Rough week. Saying, hey, might not last, though. I understand. Always remember, you don't have to stay, but I would appreciate if you came back and watched on the rerun. Catch up on what you might have missed. Don't want you to miss nothing. And then there's that Netter girl who's sitting right across from me that still communicates to me by typing into the chat, which is perfectly fine.
Oh, of course. I'm announcing my love for you.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, you are calling me the love of your life, and that works out perfectly because you are the love of mine as well.
Well, there's that.
And she also is saying all the clicky things like share, subscribe, leave a comment, become a member, gift a membership. Please do all those things. Help me, please, to get back to 100 members, which was where we were at the end of the year. And then holidays happened and, people just get them back in here. We miss our family. Rum should be rum flavored. I just polished off. Well, did I finish off that rum raisin? I don't think I did I? Did I?
You finished off the rum raisin, you didn't finish off the mint. And I never even got to taste the rum raisin to see if I liked it.
Damn it. Alexa, add rum raisin ice cream to the shopping list.
Got it. I've added rum raisin ice cream to your shopping list.
Darn, just have to buy more rum raisin, I guess.
Sounds like someone's got a serious rum raisin habit going. At least it's a delicious problem to have.
Well, my problem is I'm not really good at sharing. That's really my problem.
Hey, that's actually pretty relatable, especially when it comes to something as good as rum raisin. There's nothing wrong with wanting to savor the things you enjoy. Maybe you could get an extra pint next time so you can have your stash and still share when the mood strikes.
Oh, I don't need the extra calories. Don't tempt me like that.
Fair enough. I hear you on that one. Guess you'll just have to perfect the art of eating it really slowly to make it last longer.
That's some good advice. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Hope you enjoy every spoonful of that rum raisin. Slowly, of course.
Yeah, I think next week we need to talk AI again.
This is freaking me out, man.
The only thing that's really rough is that it is so processing heavy that it takes her time to think about the next.
Yeah, but that's now, give it 10 years. It'll be snap.
I'm telling you, Grok is like Johnny on the spot. I will sometimes when I have a lot that I want to get into a prompt, I can't say it because if I pause or anything, the computer starts talking. So what I do is I type it out and I drop it into the chat. Literally, I hit enter and it's already answering me. And I'm like, how the hell are you that fast? But computers.
Yeah, and what was just talking to Troy was our Echo Dot. That wasn't ChatGPT or anything. That was our Echo Dot.
Yeah, ChatGPT does not have a lag like that, is what I'm basically saying.
And it's like, I've actually had to school her for me. It's like, if I ask you a question, Give me the answer. Don't elaborate. I don't need to have a history. If I ask you the temperature, tell me it's this many degrees and shut up.
Look, since the update on the Echo Dot, the two of them, it's like a mother and daughter in the house again. It's like they butt heads, and that Echo Dot is just, it's angering how passive aggressive it is. I'm like, if you talk to me that way, you'd be through the window.
Yeah, at one point she goes, there's no need to be snarky. I'm like, excuse you?
Yeah, exactly.
I could unplug you, you know.
Which she had a response to as well. So, you know what? We should save that for next week. I'm sorry, we're getting off topic here. But Nate says Pirate Bay coconut rum, which is Captain Morgan. So maybe I haven't had Captain Morgan in the house, at least as far as coconut rum. It might have been that I had, what was the one you said that you didn't care for? Malibu. No, Malibu's the one you like.
It was, wait, give me a second. It was
Bacardi. She doesn't like Bacardi.
Yeah, the Bacardi tasted
so maybe next time I will get, does the big handle of Captain Morgan Pirate Bay come in a glass bottle? If not, I'm looking for glass. I only want glass. I'm tired of booze coming in plastic bottles. It's
according to the picture on Google, it looks like glass.
What it looks like is, you could have thump thump, or you can have ting ting, and you can't really tell.
How's that going up?
Thump thump or ting ting. Exactly. Captain Morgan is horrible. Okay, well, we'll stay away from Captain Morgan.
Well, I also want to say hello to Robert's Infinite Realms. How are you doing?
I should really be fair to Netta. If she likes Malibu, I should just friggin' get the Malibu, right? Why am I screwing around?
Yeah, I don't your choice of alcohol.
But I am going to start buying you 2 smaller glass bottles instead of the big plastic handle, because I don't do plastic.
That's what we did this time. We got the glass bottle.
She's right. That's what we did.
Can you tell when an old married couple were sitting here bickering?
Yeah, it's true.
Bickering.
Welcome, Booger. Always good to see you, my friend. Although I did bring back a decent pineapple rum from a cruise once, I mostly used it for cooking. There's nothing wrong with that. I can see that. That makes a lot of sense.
Okay, I have to read this going down because it's easier for me to do it here on YouTube than it is probably for you in EVMux. Jamie Lynn says, hi, guys. Yep. Guess who? Connie. I'm here. A little culture is what we need tonight. Poor Kathleen Kennedy. I don't know why she was replaced. Yo, Troy, what is up?
Some of the earlier comments dropped off, so that didn't quite.
No, yeah, but this is all one right after the other in my chat.
Yeah,
I
get it. I wouldn't have seen it that way. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Then howdy, I don't know. LOL. Yep. Yes. Big Al, the country bear. LOL. Poor Big Al.
And just to be clear, just in case this is confusing to anybody, because it might be, we are simulcasting. So I am, of course, on my channel. It's also broadcasting on Netter's channel. It's also broadcasting on Age of Boomer's channel. Everybody, please make sure you are subscribed to Age of Boomer. We need to get him to the magic number. He is criminally undersubbed, and he really is the secret sauce that makes both of our channels
Yes,
work.
He needs 133 more subscribers.
Yeah. So get the word out for this poor guy, all right? But anyway.
Did you finish saying hi to everybody?
I have not. I'm still going through the chat here.
Okay, I'm going to make you a boo sponge.
Will we have to wear black tie to this culture war, or is it an informal affair? Let's just call it business casual. I'm okay with you wearing jeans, but it might not be a bad idea if you wore a jacket. Okay, maybe a polo shirt. You don't necessarily have to wear a button up and a tie. Not necessary. But what were you going to say?
I'm wearing Snoopy pajama bottoms. That's okay.
At least you're wearing bottoms. Okay. I am too. Don't be mistaken. I'm wearing bottoms too.
We never know, do we?
I wasn't, but yeah, you never know. No, what I was going to say is always remember, if you overdress, you can always take it back a notch. If you show up in a jacket and tie in a button down and you're overdressed, you can take the jacket off, you can roll up the sleeves, undo the collar, loosen the tie, or even take the tie off, and you're fine. Always. Doesn't work the other way around. You show up in jeans and a t-shirt and everyone else is wearing ties, you're screwed. Just saying. Kids, remember. Hey, everybody. Good morning from Hong Kong. Welcome, Keely Chow. Always good to see you, my friend. Always appreciate the fact that you're on the other side of the international date line. So as we're doing last call, you're doing first call, I guess. You know? Let's see here. Okay, yeah. So she's saying hi. See, it comes up slow, and I've got it on the fastest I can put it. Guys, guess who? I'm guessing it's Jamie Lynn. Good to see you. And yeah, she is broken up.
Yeah, that's the part that I just read out.
Yeah, no, I know. She's telling me down the stairs that she. Oh, and of course, Nate. Like, share, subscribe, comment, become a member. And if you were going to give a super chat of $5 or more, why not give a membership instead to make our family grow? Yes, I would absolutely appreciate that. That would be wonderful. My work week starts tomorrow with a double shift, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. My heart goes out to you. Prayers to you. I'm here, and we are thankful so much to you for being here. Poor Kathleen Kennedy. Well, we'll get into how we feel about Kathleen Kennedy in just a minute. I'm glad I could be an ice cream enabler. Exactly. Troy, stop. You're arguing with an advanced fridge. I wasn't arguing. I was carrying on a conversation. And that really was to set the stage for next week's topic, where we bring you an updated AI update. Yep. Yeah, Pirate Bay does come in glass bottles. That's a plus. That's a plus. But you know what? I'm not gonna subject her to it. If she likes Malibu, I'll go with the smaller glass bottles for Malibu because that's what she likes. I have a Big Al Country Bear beer mug. That's awesome, my friend. No, see, I hate this because when someone drops the notes, I assume it's a song and I don't know it. Otherwise, I would sing it. There was blood on the saddle, blood all around in a big puddle, blood all around. It's from the Country Bears at Walt Disney World. Well, there we go.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Well, there you go. You need to speak up. You're compensating with competing with two banshees. Well, yeah, if there's the argument going on, yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Woo-wee. Well, do you want to get to it? We should get to it. Because it's all well, we're actually pretty on schedule, I believe. We're a half hour in. We took our time greeting everybody. That's what we do, right?
You sounded like Ric Flair there a minute ago. Woo! The wrestler, remember? Okay.
Vaguely.
Okay.
I'm lucky I can remember anything when I've been drinking. So
right.
let's
go into this.
Let's get to the presentation.
Into this. State of the Culture War. I want to go back. I think back to Lost when they did the flash forward where they had actually left the island and Jack's like, we need to go back, and it's like I want to go back in time myself to before all this nonsense happened, which would have been 2013 or 2012, maybe. That was before all this nonsense started up. Renegade Raid, welcome. I
want to say hi to Lieutenant Giratina. He used to be a working man. He used to be a sergeant, but now he's an officer. So welcome, Lieutenant Giratina. It's good to see you, my friend. And
do you remember what happened in 2012?
I don't remember what happened yesterday.
Disney bought Lucasfilm.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was look, if you can go back to 2012, in your mind, go back to what you were thinking in 2012. I think we all thought, maybe it'll be okay. Maybe it won't be so bad.
We're now out of salami.
Okay. Thank you very much. Nutter made me a sandwich. You did not hear me ask for a sandwich. I did not tell my wife to go make me a sandwich. She just made me a sandwich.
It's not just pepperoni.
Salami.
It's cured in a very similar way to pepperoni, but it's a much larger sausage.
Oh, I've had it. I had it when I was used to have it.
It's a more garlicky flavor and less, hot kind of.
I used to have it as a kid. If we used to bring it to school, but oh well. Anyway,
want to say hi to Hoot Owl. Welcome, good to see you. Yeah, you got here just in time. We are just starting.
Let's get into it. All right. Yeah. That's Marius from Diablo 2.
Okay, yeah, you're going to be talking the games.
No, this is just how I feel. This was, I think, Frank.
No, it's your wheelhouse. I don't know the game.
I could be wrong, but did Frank Gorsham do his voice? But yeah, he's telling his story, and he's all withered and worn out because he went on the horrible journey of Diablo 2, and he's talking to what he thinks is an angel in the room. Turns out it's actually just another demon in disguise that he thinks is an angel. And he's explaining about the Soul Stone and the whole horrible story of Diablo 2. But he just looked, and this is sort of how I feel. 5 years into me being online, and I'm like, where are
you saying you think I'm a demon? Is that what you're saying?
I am saying that I feel that the ranting for 5 years, and I'm wondering, has it accomplished anything? I'm not just saying you and I'm just saying the community in general. Like, I'm thinking WW Pro, Critical Drinker, everybody. I'm just saying, has it had an impact? And we're going to get into
Absolutely it has. Not as much as we would like, but I do think it has had an impact.
So are we winning?
Not sure I'm ready to declare a winner just yet, or if we're winning, but we have had some wins.
You still? What do you think, huh? What do you think, huh?
When he is on that Star Trek cruise, I do not want to be stuck on a boat with this dickhead. He really is. I mean, he even looks like a.
This is a clip from someone who looks like she's got like coral shells on her head.
I am not necessarily having a problem with the look of this alien species.
I'd have a problem because I'd ask her out for seafood, and it might be offensive.
You're right. You're right. In a show like this, it would probably be exactly that.
Well, it's replicated surf and turf, and it's like, I don't care, and it's like,
I don't care. Well, I mean, it's the same thing as vegans, trying to eat products that taste like meat. Oh, you can't even tell the difference. Well, why would you want to?
Maybe she likes split pea and hand soup. Like in the Conan the Barbarian movie, the hands and the director called it split pea in hand because there were hands in it because they were cannibals. Anyway, going on.
Well, I was just gonna say, we're probably gonna talk about Fallout later on, and there is a perk that you can take.
So still think so. I was just putting it up there because just let's rip the Band-Aid off loss. This is a loss, and I want to say, and you and I were on the same page. This was my pick too. 9 years of Kurtzman Trek, 9 years, and trust me. We're going to get it next year, which means it'll be 10 years come next year because we're going to have the final season of Strange New Worlds and the second season of Starfleet Academy, and they're both probably going to come out next year.
I do want to bring up
10 years of Kurtzman Trek.
Yeah.
I'm talking about 10 years of Abrams because that goes on even longer. Go ahead. Yes.
I do want to bring up this comment because it ties directly to the last slide. Still on topic for this one. Picardo has officially fallen as much as Stewart missed a chance to retire gracefully as an established contributor to culture. Look, this is my biggest problem with actors as well as politicians. It used to be politicians had the grace when they left and they retired, especially I'm thinking mostly presidents, right? They didn't come out and bash the new guy. They didn't come out with their opinions. They did their time. They're done, right? And let's face it, there was a lot less opinions coming from Hollywood, prior to, I would say, a certain point. But you're absolutely right. This was the guy who was, if you guys remember correctly, the one who was SA'd by the evil gremlins in Gremlins 2. Think about it for a second. Think about it. That was him. And he was in a lot of other movies before he was in Star Trek Voyager.
Sure.
But he was the prototype for the holographic doctor, and he should have just played his role and then shut his mouth and gone away. Now, I will say this in reference to this. I do understand an actor taking a job. I do. But let's pay attention to what Holly Hunter is dealing with right now with taking her role. I think she is regretting even taking the role. As attractive as she is, and she, let's just say Starfleet Academy, I'm getting kind of, just saying, okay,
Yeah. So here we go. Let's go to. I'm not going to spend too much time, but yeah, there's the latest is Starfleet Academy.
She is still a very beautiful woman. I mean, she always has been.
Yeah, but
hate these uniforms. Hate these uniforms.
I tune into Jester Bell. She's been unfortunately being forced to cover every episode because they gets the most views on her channel, and I'm hearing all the horrible details on Starfleet Academy. I think the last thing they did was they did something with Cisco from Deep Space Nine, and it's like, just stop. They're going to leave nothing left for any future writers to tackle, which maybe is the point where they just have to make a clean break. Which I know Nerd Cookies did a video about that. How supposedly the movie where they're working on is going to be a clean break from prior Star Trek, and I don't know if that's good or bad.
I'm wondering. See, you can't
TNG was a kind of a clean break when it started, so let's not say that's a bad.
It kind
idea.
of was, but it was still in canon with the original series, and I kind of wonder: are they trying to walk that same tightrope? Are they trying to do something that the fans could, in their headcanon, see as being connected to any and all of it, or are they saying it's not connected to any previous movies? Yeah, it's technically original Trek canon, but you don't have to have seen any of it, and none of the characters carry over or any of that kind of stuff.
We're not going to know anyway until this is. But okay, so is this okay? What is the winning side of this coin? I guess that's what we're going to say. Audience has rejected Kurtzman.
It absolutely has.
Yes.
There have been a number of articles that have been coming out about it just being torn apart. We've had so much shill support for things, but it's very clear that it's not just the so-called toxic fans that hate it. The general audience is like, this sucks.
Well,
this sucks.
Well, yeah, Booger, you're making a point. Holly Hunter, she can't say that. Paul Giamatti's on the show. Paul Giamatti's a great actor. It was John Adams in that HBO series.
He was the orangutan too in the newer.
But even he can't save this.
No, he absolutely can't.
Starfleet Academy Nielsen rating show a complete.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm trying to keep up with the chat
That's
here.
Fine.
Jamie Lynn, or should I say Connie? Sorry, I don't know. How do you want me to refer to you? I don't want to assume your identity. Because unfortunately we have to deal with these @ tags from the platform. She says, I love Trek. Do you have a particular feeling on the new Kurtzman Trek? Or are you talking Trek in general? Because let me tell you something. If you are a fan of anything up to and maybe even including Star Trek Enterprise, you're probably in the right place. Let me just tell you. And so does Netters.
I don't know.
I see. Unfortunately, there's a delay between what we're saying and when your comment comes. You are seeing things 15 to 30 seconds after we say them. And then by the time you type, it could be a minute or more. And I can't remember that far back, especially with all I've been drinking. So I just, but Elastigirl in space. Yes. Maybe it's because it's her voice. Maybe it's because of the way they draw her, but she's got that appeal to older audiences appeal in the in Incredibles. I'm just saying. I wouldn't be surprised if there isn't some adult material out there about that.
So, Nielsen rating show complete disaster for Trek. I'm not going to read from the article. We're just basically going by the headlines.
Sure.
But this is WDW Pro. I believe it's a disaster. I've heard no one, like, I don't want to say, but I go after even people I hear on the street or maybe at my workplace. And like when Star Trek Academy gets brought up, people say, I heard it's really bad. Everyone knows the show is bad. This is not even like, and this is coming from someone too. I tried giving Discovery a chance. I tried giving Picard a chance. I did. I watched the first 2 seasons of Discovery, first season of Picard, and Discovery didn't start out great. There were some good ideas there, but it got worse. And then season 2 was a disaster. And then Picard was
for sure.
Picard
was a very mixed bag because the 3rd season I kind of liked. The fans all mostly kind of like too.
I didn't bother. I think the difference between Picard and Discovery, which was interesting, whereas I think with Disney Star Wars, a lot of the problems are all stemming from the same place. I think with Star Trek, what made Picard bad was different from what made Discovery bad. For instance, on Picard, I felt sympathy for a lot of the characters. So I thought that these would have been great characters in a normal Star Trek show. Whereas on Discovery, I don't think I liked any of the characters. So it was that.
That's an excellent point. My favorite is Deep Space Nine, but that's only because Babylon 5 was breathing down its throat. There is something to be said for competition, right? I love the fact that, that's, this is why the free market system works. If you want to compete, you need to be better. You need to be better. And let's be honest. The first couple seasons of Deep Space Nine, it started getting much, much better.
But there were some good episodes even in season 1. There's that great episode with the Goldar heel, and he's in the prison, and that was from season 1.
There was great episodes in the first and second season of Next Gen too, and those were also very much the weaker season.
Maybe the second season of Next Gen. I don't know.
But
I guess the 2 episodes were okay. Yes,
there is this striving to get better. And do you know the history behind the connection between Babylon 5 and Deep Space Nine? Why they're so similar?
It was pitched.
I'm sure you actually do.
It was it pitched as an idea for Star Trek, and they rejected it, and then J. Michael Straczynski took it to make his own show, and then Star Trek ripped off the idea anyway.
Basically ripped it off. Yeah, exactly. So there was a reason for there to be that kind of competition. I absolutely agree. Star Trek, rest in peace, 1966 to 2005. Well,
basically,
keep in mind that anything that came after 2005, legally speaking, I'm not talking, this does not apply to Lucasfilm. It's a very different circumstance. Anything from 2005 on is under a very specific license.
Good.
And when they don't renew that contract with J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot and Kurtzman, whatever the hell his company's called, they can Secret Hideout. They can no longer refer to that stuff in canon.
Good.
It necessarily becomes decanonized for legal reasons.
That's fine by me. That might be
we may have Star Trek 1966 to 2005, and then I don't know 2027 to ongoing. We'll see.
Just have Romulus be an existing. You know how you cure this up in your next Star Trek? Just have Romulus be an existing.
My
planet.
gosh, you are so right.
Blow up Romulus. Just have it be there. They have androids.
I have made this comment. It's the same with the Highlander before this current reboot that's coming. Right? They had the first movie was a classic. The second movie, Zeist. What the hell? And then the third movie starts out with a voiceover from Christopher Lambert in the days after the death of my friend Ramirez, blah, blah, blah,
there
blah,
you
blah,
go.
blah. And basically what he's saying, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, that whole last movie, bullshit. Didn't happen. Doesn't exist. So, Starfleet Academy.
No, she's got shoes. I picked one with shoes.
But she's still sitting in the captain's chair like a dumbass.
I like this review, and this
I would love to see. Do you know what a drill sergeant or an officer would say to anybody that they saw doing this? Yeah, I know she's an admiral, but you know what?
Doesn't matter.
No, it really doesn't.
There is a scene on TNG when you see Picard in his ready room, and he sort of has his feet up and he's relaxing, and then someone rings the bell. He straightens himself up to get all proper and says "Enter," because he knows he can't be seen like that.
What I love about that is it's that tacit acknowledgement that, let's face it, officers really do this, but they maintain decorum when they're seen.
That's it.
By people that answer, Elastigirl is hot. Yes, she is.
I'm looking at the image you have up currently, and it's like, is this her yearly
yearly physical? Yeah, exactly. Well, either that or
female exam.
Yeah, it should be up in the stirrups, right? Or is this her trying to be sexy? When oh no, this is just her reclining.
That looks stupid.
Okay, this is here because the headline says review Star Trek Academy is what happens when Star Trek forgets itself. This is not some I don't know if I want to use a term on your show, gripe or whatever. This is maybe that's the wrong word. Like this isn't like some toxic fan site like WW Pro. I'm joking. Okay, this is a mainstream outlet. They say this stuff is not up to par. It's not good. Okay, no one admits it is.
I love this comment. I'm just glad they haven't touched Buck Rogers. Those are prime puberty.
Give it time, man. I don't trust them with anything.
Keep in mind when the mindset behind Buck Rogers in the 25th century was meant to be like James Bond in space. So they really went in that pilot movie that they did.
That's interesting.
An opening that was very, very similar and reminiscent to a James Bond opening with the sexy girls actually injuring themselves on hot lights, but be that as it may.
Well, she doesn't even look comfortable there. It looks like she's struggling to hold her head up.
Well, in fairness, this is mid-scene, so she's like probably going to sit up or acknowledge someone.
Probably the next hour she's going to be like talking to the students like this, yes. Highlander movies, there should be only one.
There should be only one, yeah.
We're going to have an update on that for Sunday.
I kind of disagree. I kind of agree with that, but it is something I am hopeful about. We'll see. The term is never mess with Janeway. I had my reservations about Janeway to begin with. Maybe
she's an interesting captain.
I might have been carrying over some certain feelings since Remo Williams. But that ended very quickly when I really look an actor really. Once they get into character, you no longer see her as the actress, you see her as Janeway. And she played a character that was complex in a very complex situation, dealing with complex moral issues. And sometimes she did good, and sometimes she did really not good. And that makes for good stories.
Look, no, I think she was, there were times where she had to be kind of ruthless because she's trying to save her career ship. That's what I think is going on there.
And then you put her up against the captain of the what was it? Was it the Prometheus?
Yes.
Which was like
breaking the Prime Directive, right?
At all costs.
Yes.
You know, it's like okay, that's way over.
They were almost they were killing members of a sentient species to get further along. That was a.
One could make the argument though that Janeway did the same thing with Tuvix. That's a very complicated.
I have to go back, yes, and re-explore Voyager. Frankly, Paramount, please remaster that show. Oh, what happened?
Amen.
Okay.
Amen.
Okay, let's move on from Star Trek. We've got a lot to cover here because okay, what? Where no one sat there without permission from Stewart or Frakes. Do you know what was funny? I was actually, whenever I go to maybe click on and just to see how bad these new Star Trek shows are, I forget that the old Star Trek shows are on there, and I just click on one of them, and I clicked on the episode where Vosh was visiting the Enterprise, and she's sitting in the captain chair when Picard comes up, and it was this. Are we allowed to do that? Well, it's the captain's lady friend. Like, they were sort of being nice to her because they thought that they were kind of thinking. Picard likes this woman. You know?
Exactly. It's like we're not really, but you know what? It is kind of incumbent on the captain to, say, yeah, she has carte blanche. She does my noodle, therefore she must be allowed to do whatever she wants to do. Or no, maintain protocol, whatever it is.
Uncomfortable. And then Beverly Crusher. Oh, I didn't know you had a friend over. Like she said. I'm like, because they always toyed with those two as well.
Look, there were things about Star Trek: The Next Generation that made me really freaking uncomfortable. Do you remember the episode The Game?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Do you know where I'm going with this, Netter? So you have this game, right? Which honestly was a precursor. It foretold what we were going to be dealing with social media, the endorphin hits that you get addicted to, right? And it kind of warps your mind. It was kind of on steroids, but you get the idea. So they're playing this game, and you're seeing it from Beverly Crusher's point of view, right? And she's like reclined playing this game, and every time she, scores a point or gets that little dopamine, she's like, oh. And then Wesley walks into her view, and she's like, oh. And it's like, oh, this is getting super effing creepy. And now she's trying to get him to wear the goggles or whatever. It's like, this is like some sort of adult parody thing that I don't want to see,
Yeah. Well, anyway, moving on to the MCU, as you called it. These are Troy's words, not mine.
Well, it's not like I came up with it.
There we go.
This goes back to the comics.
There you go. Look. It's from the Marvels.
Look, this is where I'm going to say something that's probably going to get like half of my audience unsubscribing. But, as long as we're looking at her from the waist up, I've always kind of thought that Brie Larson was kind of attractive.
No, I don't think she's.
Do you want to sleep in the car, dear?
Okay.
Blonde hair, blue eyes.
Okay.
I do have a type,
Anyway, I've ceased picking on Brie Larson because she's at least calmed down and
she is
down,
a great example of someone who
I've stopped picking on her.
Well, true.
In the beginning, but I think recently
somebody who realized, yes, exactly. Someone who realized this is not good for my career. And she has humbled out in a big way.
To be fair, I don't have anything against the other two actresses here either, especially the one playing Ms. Marvel, who I felt probably knew more about the Marvel Comics canon.
Everything that I heard about from behind the scenes, was like, it's like I was liking her as an actress, kind of the way I feel about Henry Cavill being like a big fan of these things, and then just quitting series because they were not being true to these things. But
anyway, let's move on to then we have the Jane Foster Thor situation.
I want to couch this in context. Keep in mind that these are all stories from the MCU era
comics.
Of the comics.
All
different Marvel, where they were race swapping and gender swapping all the characters, so that Kevin Feige could make the argument, well, look, we're being comic accurate. Yeah, how did those comics sell, by the way? Marvel almost went freaking bankrupt as a result.
We're going to get into that later. So here we go. We have the twerking scene on She-Hulk.
Right. I want to, you know what? This girl gets it. You're among friends here. She says, Ms. Marvel,
the original
Captain Marvel is Monica Rambeau.
Yes. To be fair, they did have her.
The blonde was Ms. Marvel for years, and then she took the mantle of Captain Marvel later on. I felt that Monica Rambeau was done dirty in this, and for a company that's claims that this is all about diversity and inclusion, screw you. These characters were already diverse and inclusive if you actually followed the comic book canon.
Yeah, Troy's getting hot.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's the cinnamon.
Eat your sandwich.
I'll get to my sandwich when I get to the break.
No one ever said Brie Larson was ugly or a bad actor. She was wrong for the role of Captain Marvel, and she got stuck with bad writers and directors. Yeah, well, that's
you're
good
right.
to know.
You're
Yeah.
right. That is a huge part of it. I mean, there's the stupid things she said when she was off script, but the biggest part of it
Right.
was what she. Well, that was probably the biggest part of it when she had. Is that a personal attack or I don't care what some white dude says about A Wrinkle in Time. It wasn't made for you, and all these other comments that she made that really pissed people off and didn't like her. But that has nothing to do with the role that she played. She played the role as written and as directed, so you kind of can't blame her for that. Actors in that era were probably done dirty by their agents who fed them false feedback on roles. Well, and there were just immature people that believed their own hype. We could talk about, and we probably will talk about Renee Zegler, right? We'll get to that. But what the hell is this bull crap?
It was the twerking scene. And then we had Agatha all along.
It was friggin' Agatha all along. Yeah.
Okay, this is what gets me. You got Hulk, which is a white girl, and then you had the black lady next to her. Mm-hmm. Her butt was bigger than the black lady's.
Well, because she's all gamma radiated, hulked out, apparently.
Yes.
And she's way better at managing her anger because she's a woman, and she
does Michael like She-Hulk? I'm wondering. I'll have to ask him about that because I
Michael French.
Yes.
I don't know. No. Well, you know what? We'll talk to Tony about it when we do.
Because to be fair, I've not seen the show. I do know that there were some feminist rants on it, but yeah. And then we have Agatha All Along, which is another witch show. We'll be doing another witch show in a little bit.
Again, taking a villain and turning it into the hero of the show.
Okay, so
people don't know the difference between heroes and villains.
So we have here mass layoff at Avengers Doomsday Production Company as Russo brothers cut 15% of staff.
So this is in my opinion, I see this as them starting to realize, holy crap, we've been overspending on things that people aren't going to see. We really need to frickin' back off. We need to cut the fat, so to speak.
Yes. And let's see, what other articles did you have here? Okay.
Booger Marvel was a bad choice for the demographics as well. The ticket payers then had already grown up with Rogue after killing her. Yeah.
Oh, well, there's all that. She-Hulk star claims Marvel wanted her back. The evidence tells her star. I remember when this was first announced, you weren't necessarily against it because you thought you knew Tatiana Maslany from other shows and thought
Tatiana Maslany was in a show called Orphan Black where she played
clones, right?
Clones of the same person, and they were all brought up in sometimes different cultures, very, very different.
She did a fantastic job.
She did. I mean, she was, we've talked about people that have played people with multiple personality disorder. And when it's very clear that they're playing one character or the other, or one character pretending to be the other personality. And she had this down, and she was playing like 9-10 different personalities. It was freaking amazing. And one of those characters was gay, which kind of makes you wonder, where were they going with that storyline? Is gayness something you're born with or not? Is it genetic or not? What were they trying to say? Oh. Don't know, don't care. I thought she was really great in that role and very, very attractive. And I said, you know what? She's going to make a great She-Hulk. And then I saw what they did with She-Hulk, and I was like, the fuck is this?
The only thing I'll say is it was kind of funny how the writers actually, I think, didn't they attack Kevin Feige in the actual show? They broke the fourth wall.
They kind of did. And it's like, dude, what the hell's wrong with you?
That's your boss.
Are you in charge or not? You feckless dumbass.
All right. Then moving on to Ironheart. I keep forgetting these Disney Plus series exist. I know they're doing Wonder Man.
If you weren't like a diehard Marvel fan and subscribing to Disney Plus, you had no friggin' clue. I haven't heard dick all about Wonder Man. I mean, I saw a couple videos go across my feed. I didn't even bother clicking on them because I wasn't interested.
What about the Daredevil revival? Was that
Wonder
any good?
Man was a character. He's a deep dive character from Marvel that I honestly believe that they used so that because there was a Wonder Woman in DC, Marvel said, we're going to get Wonder Man. We're going to get Wonder Man. And they created a, superpowered character. I don't know anything about him from the comics. They decided to make a series out of him. Again, a character nobody knew about or cared about. They race swapped him. Again, who cares? Because, there was nobody talking about the race swap because no one gave a crap about the character. Oh, yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts as someone who saw Ironheart. I unfortunately did watch at least the first couple episodes of Ironheart because Doomcock had me on his panel, and it was kind of like required watch. We're going to be talking about this.
Did you like him or was it?
I hated it.
Okay.
Because she clearly was a villain character. She steals technology. She goes on a mission that is clearly a criminal, illegal act with other criminals. How is she a superhero? I don't understand what they were trying to say there. Right. That's what I was kind of trying to say, Nate. Wonder Man only exists because Marvel didn't want DC to make a Wonder Man. Exactly. What's hilarious is how Disney lost the deal to sell YouTube ESPN because they kept anchoring unwanted Disney Plus content like Ironheart to the negotiate. Yeah. And keep an eye on the whole Warner Brothers thing. We'll be talking about that more going forward too. Very similar stupidity going on there. Sorry, Boomer. I always want to focus on the...
It's all right. Let's move on from Marvel, but we're going to touch on them again in a little bit because I have another medium we're going to talk about. Loss is Kathleen Kennedy killed Star Wars. That was your words.
She did. I mean, let's... At this point, it's even just anyone who's objective agrees that's true. Now, here's another one. The actress, she hasn't done or said anything publicly like the other actresses.
She's been respectful to the fan base, even when the fan base has attacked her. So
I think she did the best in the role that she was given. She was... I'm assuming she didn't know much about Star Wars before she signed up for it. I can totally understand.
That's
someone
fine.
It's the role. She's gotten a bad rap. Look, I have not really seen her in anything else, so I don't know what her range is like, how good an actress she is. She was serviceable in the role that she was in. Okay. I think she's an attractive enough girl. She really is. But yeah, these three films were a steaming pile of crap.
Let's move on to, and of course Mark Hamill reprising. I can't see this enough.
This is another one where
this was humiliation. This was Ryan Johnson
moron
humiliating the audience.
Was cucked in his role.
Yeah,
and then he became the gimp for Hollywood. He really did. He was like, mistreat me more because I'm a white male and I deserve to be hated. Well,
I don't know what this was just. I think this is Ryan Johnson just trolling the audience. But
you're absolutely right about that. But this Dingleberry was complicit in it. He could have turned down the role.
Geek Flex says the Disney Star Wars cast were great. They were all done dirty by the writers and directors. Yeah, especially John Boyega, who I thought was going to be the protagonist of the series.
Other than this guy, who I've lost all respect for, every single one of the new actors that played new characters. Well, no, I take that back. I lost a lot of respect for Laura Dern too. But other than them, I would go see anything that the gal that played Rose Tico, anything she was in. I'd go check it out. I'd give it a chance. John Boyega, he was good. I liked him. The one that played Poe Dameron. Oh damn! I mean, Dune. You know,
well, Oscar Isaac's a great actor.
He's great. I love that guy.
He was Baron Frankenstein in the newest Frankenstein. He's excited to watch that.
KK didn't kill Star Wars. Oh wait, I didn't bring it. Sorry. She didn't kill Star Wars. She stabbed, choked, hanged, eviscerated, bludgeoned, shot, inflamed, acid dipped, flailed, skinned, pulverized, and quartered Star Wars. Yeah, she kind of did.
Okay.
She literally, her words would probably be deconstructed. She took it apart to the last screw.
Of course, we had the Acolyte. That was the most recent Star Wars thing. Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to push back on you on this one. No, she's Rey Palpatine. Let's call it the way it really is. Okay.
Well, we didn't. To be fair, we didn't know she was Rey Palpatine until the third movie. You'd figure that would have been a great cliffhanger for the second movie if they had thought this out.
That character became the poster girl for identity theft.
Yeah. And of course, we had the Acolyte, which I know several people thought wasn't going to happen, and it did. And
the power of one, the power of two, the power of many.
Did you ever see that clip when they overdid the voice with AI for James Earl Jones, and he was and Luke saying,
"Yes,
what by the power of many?" And he's going.
Oh, it was good. Oh,
and then it does as he falls down. I thought it was funny. Anyway,
yeah,
so is there a win? Is there a win here?
Nate,
I don't know.
She is Rey Palpatine, but she identifies as Skywalker.
I don't want to make a declarative statement here because this maybe this is a bridge too far, but I at least say I think the mainstream audience give us stars, or I don't think it's as big as it used to be.
Oh, no doubt about it.
I don't know though. We'll know when the movies come out.
Based on the numbers that we have been able to ascertain, they have lost so much money on Star Wars.
I'll leave Eric Butts alone. I'm sorry.
They have never even made back their initial investment of $4.5 million.
Daisy Ridley cast doubt on Rey. Star Wars movie news 2026.
It's not happening. Canceled. Everyone knows it's not happening. Just like Rian Johnson's trilogy isn't happening, and all the other projects that they've announced aren't happening.
Now, what's going on with Mandalorian? Because I know a lot of people liked The Mandalorian when it started. Have people turned on Mandalorian also?
Mandalorian is the king of beers.
No, I'm serious here, though, because you liked the first two seasons. Was it?
I love the first two seasons. I was all behind it. I literally have a Razor Crest sitting on my bar. That's how much I liked it. I was that positive. I was so hopeful. But once again, Grogu is another one of those cash cow characters that they made him the center of attention when he shouldn't have been gone past the first season. It should have been, your mission is to bring this creature to, you know, the testing facility, and he gets a conscience and says no, and he turns him over to Luke Skywalker.
That's at the end of season 2.
It.
That sounds like a complete story, actually. But they could have always done another 2-season story about something else.
But they had to keep them together because they wanted to get the marketing going. Belay the fact that they missed their opportunity with the marketing. They should have had the toys out the year before, but once again they didn't plan. And suddenly they were taken by surprise. So people were making their own Grogu merch on Etsy. And by the time they started putting the stuff out, it's like, I don't need it anymore, you know?
But apparently people did not like the Super Bowl spot. And I don't know why. I mean, I have to almost give them points for doing a Super Bowl spot because Warner Brothers did not do one with Superman.
There's nothing inherently wrong or offensive with it. The problem with it is it's very tone deaf. It's the folks, and I want to say it was Lou Wasserman's Ghost, but I'm not sure. I might be misattributing. Somebody on the panel at WDW Pro's channel was talking about it and made a brilliant observation that this is the kind of commercial you do when you are on top of the world, you aren't struggling, you have a built-in audience, and you know it's going to be a blockbuster. So you can do a tongue-in-cheek, fun little, thing. Two problems with this. First, that ain't the case. You need to get people to want to see this, because right now, people are not interested in this piece of crap. Really, all it is the next season of The Mandalorian trimmed down and released in the theater. Seriously, that's all this bullcrap is. And as for the last couple seasons, screw that movie. I ain't going to see it. There's nothing in this trailer that told you anything about the show or the film to make you want to see it. Second thing, it was clearly meant to be a parody pastiche of the old Christmas time Budweiser commercials. That would have been awesome if they were airing this two and a half friggin' months ago at Christmas time. You dumbasses. Who the hell is in charge of marketing over there?
Yes. Mandalorian and Grogu has the lowest budget of any Disney Star Wars movie. Now, from what I was reading, what is it, like $100 million or something? Which, to be fair, I don't know if this is necessarily a negative, because we've been arguing that these budgets have been too bloated anyway. So maybe that
this is 2 points. First, they're smartening up, right?
Yes.
They're hoping to not only pull a profit, but maximize their profit by having as low a spend on this as possible. Of course, they've already wasted their marketing budget by buying ad time on the freaking Super Bowl with that piece of shit commercial. Well, secondly, again, keep in mind, this is literally 2 episodes of a series. They took a season, distilled it down to 2 episodes, filmed it, turned it into a movie, sent it out the door. That's what this is.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's going to have a much lower budget than a full-on feature film. But let's face it, if you look at the budgets for all the movies that went before this from Lucasfilm, it was about time they got their heads out of their asses and started right-sizing their budgets, because they're not pulling in profit, period. They are losing money on every single movie.
I think Indiana Jones, you could have gotten 2, maybe 3 movies out of the budget for the one they did. Speaking of which,
and that has been their the way they film all along. It's film the movie 3-4 times. No, this didn't do good with test audiences. Let's completely refilm the whole fucking movie again. Double our budget, and then, oh shit, we didn't make a profit. Who could have seen that coming? Fire your fucking marketing people. Fire your accountants.
Yeah. So another loss was Indiana Jones killed by Kathleen Kennedy. That was in your notes. To be fair, I had Indiana Jones on my list too.
She said so herself.
Signals effectively dead at Lucasfilm. Future projects canned after Dial of Destiny flop.
I would also say that Dial of Dysentery was actually a fan success, because honestly, it was Doomcock who came out and told us what the original script was, because he had some inside scoops, and the fans reacted so strongly. Disney was like, fuck it, we can't do that, and completely changed the ending. They had to bring Indiana Jones back. They had to film new scenes and re-edit it. They sealed their own fate.
What I had heard was this: they had gotten good feedback from the test screenings, and I think Kennedy showed it. Was it at Cannes? Like a couple months before the movie was supposed to release, and the audience there was so bored. They were bored by the movie. They weren't interested, and then they thought that gave it negative press like 2 months before release, and it's like by the time it released, they couldn't manage it. I think maybe if they had held off, the audience still might have gone to it by Dial. It was designed to flop, but it was horribly
Remember
expensive.
the original. There were
I mean,
test audiences that saw earlier drafts of this, where the whole idea was to use the whatever the doodah was to change history so that Phoebe Waller-Bridge became the new Indiana Jones and completely rewrote history. This is Marxism, Maoism on steroids. This is, we want to completely wipe away history and rewrite it in our own image, and they were doing it real time. And the test audience responded so negatively to it. And then, of course, Doomcock getting the word out to the general audience in advance really changed things. Dial of Dysentery was designed to flop. I'm not going to argue that. You might be 100% right, but I would go further and say that it was designed to undermine everything that went before it. This is this modern Maoism. This I mean, honestly, they wrote it into the Star Wars sequels. Destroy the past, kill it if you have to. This is literally what they are trying to do with these projects. Oh yeah, oh no, the fans like it. We can't have that. That has kind of been the formula over at Disney. They wanted to make Indy an unperson. Yes, exactly. To be unburdened by what has been. Damn these neo-Marxists. Yes, that's exactly right. You're calling it. Obviously, I have seen Indiana Jones movies, and I have them on DVD, and I saw the Dial of Dysentery at the movies recently. The fact that you have them on DVD, another point in your favor. Another reason why I think you are among friends here. Because why? Own physical media. So they can never take it away from you, and they can never alter it and change it. You have it, you possess it, and you could be the archivist of our pop culture.
I did finally get the Indiana Jones trilogy, because that's all it is. I don't count the other two, but on Blu-ray, so I have them on Blu-ray now. I'm not.
If you follow Michael French on Retroblasting, he would say it should have only been 2 movies.
Here's the deal. I'm not. Some people hate Crusade. I'm not a Crusade hater. I think Gene Siskel at the time thought it was basically a retread of Raiders, but I don't know. It's still fun. I like seeing
Michael makes the point that whereas Raiders and Temple of Doom are part of an anthology that could go on forever, like James Bond. Last Crusade establishes a canon of an aging character that has to retire, and once you solidify that, and you fill in his whole backstory, you fill in who it basically should have been the last one if that's the way they were going to go with it. If they wanted to continue it being an anthology, they never should have done the movie the way they did. They should have just done another adventure. And he never ages, and you swap out the character just like you do with James Bond. That's perfectly fine. I want to say hi to Raquel. Have not seen you in a minute. So good to see you, girl. Just wanted to pop by and leave a like. Hope you guys are doing well. I hope you are doing well.
I don't think you. I just don't know, even if in the modern age they can still do Indiana Jones movies, though, because I think really it was something you could only get away with in the 80s. I think now...
I disagree.
That style character... Okay, go ahead.
I'll tell you why. We've had a promo come out for Spider-Man Noir, and I do feel like the reaction to stuff like that, this very retro feel, I think people are thirsting for.
That's a hard-boiled detective thing versus world exploring adventurer, which I don't.
It's pulp fiction.
I understand that, but there's some pulp fiction which just I don't know. And I don't know if I kind of feel like with you and I, we weren't as far removed from the 1930s as, let's say, a Zoomer would be now. I just don't know that the audience is going to come out for this sort of thing. And that brings me
Raquel,
to my next thing.
are you playing Fortnite and streaming it? Should people be going to check out your channel to see you playing it? Go ahead and promote yourself is what I'm basically saying. As soon as this stream is over, I don't care how drunk I am. Netter and I are going into the wasteland.
Okay.
Yes.
Anyway, let's move along because we got a lot to get through. The Win, nobody cared. I'm sorry. I think no one cared about this movie when it came out. I kind of have that Harrison Ford clip in there. And Kathleen Kennedy is now out.
It's real. Not that it matters. I don't think this changes anything at Disney, but
that's from WDW Pro.
Yeah. Kathleen Kennedy officially leaving Lucasfilm. Yep. Dave Filoni's taking over, so new boss, same as the old boss.
Disney killed by Iger. I don't know. I don't even know.
Dude, I had no idea how far back Iger was fucking up our favorite franchises.
You're mad about Twin Peaks.
I saw that, yeah, he was the one responsible for effing over David Lynch. Going into the second season of Twin Peaks. Join us on Tuesday night on Deleted Scenes and Affiliates for Live from Sparkwood and 21 if you want to hear more about that.
Yes. Disney killed by Iger. And I just threw some of the
this was
Lightyear.
This was such a
Turning Red, another Pixar.
Oh my God, these movies did so poor. They all lost me.
And of course, Snow.
Oh, those friggin' nightmares.
But yeah, Iger's out. I don't know if I have an accompanying article for that. Okay, so he's out now. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. I don't know whoever takes over Disney
but
next.
Is he?
Better.
Here's the question. I think he's doing the same thing he did
with
when
Chapek.
He left with Chapek as a figurehead. I think he's putting figureheads in. He's staying on the board. He's still going to be in
He's going to be in the office with the shower so he can go to the premieres.
Right.
They're mad at him over Kimmel, though, over the whole Jimmy Kimmel thing, because they say that you capitulated. So even the Hollywood left that were normally on his side were mad at him. So I don't know.
There's no winning. There is no winning.
You can't satisfy the mob. You think you can, and they'll find reasons to still come after you. Oh, well, I'm not going to read that geek flag, but I see what you're saying. Okay, anyway.
Yeah, I won't bring it up either, but yes.
Iger orchestrated massive IP and studio purchases with no positive return and chased out the talent at Pixar. Yeah, well,
I think the bigger problem is, I from a business standpoint, the initial idea of acquiring cash cows makes a lot of sense, but it doesn't make a lot of sense to acquire a cash cow and then fucking kill it.
Let Boomer talk.
Yeah,
anyway, do you want to do your promos now? Because maybe.
Are we at the end of this?
We're not at the end of this thing, but I don't know if you want to go now or if you want to wait.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Guys, okay. I do this from time to time. This one's a little bit longer. Give me 4 minutes on this one. That gives me a chance to eat my sandwich and kind of get a little bit of a boost sponge in here. But this lets you know what you've got coming up for the week, okay? That you can look forward to. So give me 4 minutes. I'll be right back.
You are watching Last Call, streaming every Friday night at 9 Central, 10 Eastern. Come on in, pull up a chair, and have a drink with us.
This week on Big Al Presents Films with Friends, on Saturday the 14th, a family inherits an old mansion which houses the dangerous Book of Evil that has all the monsters of the world trapped inside it. It's the comedy classic Saturday the 14th, Saturday at 9 Central, 10 Eastern on Big Al Presents.
Every Sunday evening, Aged Boomer and Last Call with Troy Pacelli bring you the rundown of the week's geek news, or at least what they think is interesting. You may have heard about it elsewhere, but Boomer and Pacelli spin it like only two old geezers can. It's Geeky Geezers, every Sunday evening at 8 Central, 9 Eastern.
Hello. While you're here, please visit our merch store where you can get cute t-shirts just like this. Link in the description below. Or use this QR code on your mobile device. Hope you find something you like.
This week on Last Call presents Doctor Who, the TARDIS arrives on Earth in the 13th century, where it is claimed by famed explorer Marco Polo as a gift for his employer, Kublai Khan. Polo hopes to finally buy his way out of the Khan's service, but if he succeeds, the Doctor and his friends will never be able to get back to their ship ever again. It's part 1 of the reconstruction of the missing media Doctor Who serial Marco Polo. This Sunday on Last Call presents Doctor Who.
Every Monday night is Members Night at the movies on Last Call. Members enjoy an exclusive watch party just for them, and you can join too for as little as $1.99 a month. This week, the members will be watching the film that was just edged out of first place by 1 vote last week. A famous rock star falls in love with a psychologist who has never heard of him. It's Rick Springfield in his sizzling motion picture debut, Hard to Hold. Members, please join us Monday night at 9 Central, 10 Eastern. And if you're not a member, please consider it. It really helps support what we do here at Last Call. Thanks. This week on Live from Sparkwood and 21, the small northwest town of Twin Peaks, Washington is shaken when the body of the homecoming queen, Laura Palmer, is discovered washed up on a riverbank, wrapped in plastic. It's the pilot episode to the show the superfans analyze every week. Join us for a rewatch of the premiere episode of Twin Peaks. A link to the live off-platform stream of the feature will be provided in the chat, and the conversation will be here on Deleted Scenes YouTube channel and affiliates this Tuesday at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern.
The headmaster of a prestigious prep school calls on Holmes for help in investigating the disappearance of the only son of his patron, a rich and powerful duke who seems more worried about staying out of the public eye than finding his 10-year-old heir. After he reluctantly agrees to allow Holmes to take on the case, the great detective investigates not only the missing boy, but a German teacher that have mysteriously vanished also. Can Holmes locate the individuals missing from the Priory School? We'll find out this Tuesday at 9 Central, 10 Eastern on Last Call Presents.
Did you top off your glasses? We now return to Last Call.
Not eat it.
Sorry, I guess I didn't set the forward to the rest of the presentation. My apologies. No, I finished my sandwich. I did not top off my. Well, I guess I'm at the end of what I mixed, so I'm at the end of.
Top it off with some grape juice.
I did.
You want the rest of this one?
No more alcohol for me. I am at my limit. I did want to bring up. Thanks a lot, Rachel Zegler. You Hollywood skank, you should have kept your mouth shut. Yes, I could not agree more.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait, did I go too much forward? What's going on here?
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
The second one. Bring it back.
I screwed up. My
apologies.
apologies.
Oh, my goodness.
I thought we were between. I'm sorry.
Anyway, win. What's the win? Is there a win here? Bob Iger is out. We did that. Okay, yeah. Disney's Bob Iger, ex-CEO, is suspicious even as media refused to cover the story. Okay,
He's got to have been the worst CEO that we've ever had. And don't even talk about. I don't care what your opinion of Chapek is. He was never actually in charge.
I had issues with Eisner back in the day, but.
Yeah, Eisner seems like a marketing genius by comparison.
Well, Eisner would mess up the Disney-owned stuff, but he wouldn't go on a buying spree, buying up things that didn't belong to Disney and started screwing them up. Do you understand? That was it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so angry about what happened with Gargoyles under Eisner. That was a great cartoon series, that kind of.
We've talked about
what's
that,
a loss? What do I have here? Streaming wars. I got to go through this. I think a lot of the problems we're dealing with now are due to this whole stupidity of the streaming wars and all the money that came through and highlighting things that never should have been made in the series being made. We're getting a Burb series.
Unfortunately, the whole streaming wars was a problem of, look, it made sense during the pandemic. What was your plan afterwards?
They thought we'd always be locked down. That's probably what they thought.
They may have thought that, but they should have planned contingencies.
That people don't like
these
to go
people
out
are
and get
making way too much money to be this effing stupid.
Anyway, let's see here though. But I'm going to talk a little bit about what people in the media call millennial writing. And millennial writing is a slang term that refers to a type of writing primarily in video games that is distinguished by an unnecessary abundance of sarcasm, meme, pop culture references, and cliche quips, such as Marvel one-liners. The most recognized example of millennial writing is the Borderlands video game High on Life, and the 2022 reboot of Saints Row, while screenwriter Joss Whedon is generally considered a major influence following 2023 YouTube video that popularized the term. Millennial writing became a viral subject of discourse on X, Twitter, and 4chan's board.
I'm probably going to do a stream at some point talking about how schools are now teaching writing, and it's a huge contributor to what we're seeing.
Well, I didn't know that. But this is a Chuck Wendig post, which I use as an example. Tuesday.
Can I really quick shout out DJ Play Nice, a great live streamer. He's got a great channel. Check him out, especially if you are into astronomy. I mean, real astronomy, not this sci-fi stuff. Like real, check out the stars type stuff. Check out DJ Play Nice and subscribe.
Tuesday, the day you realize that nothing can stop you because you are a magic skeleton packed with meat and animated with electricity and imagination. You have a cave in your face full of sharp bones and 5 tentacles at the end of each arm. You can do anything magic skeleton. I guess that's considered an example. Chuck Wendig, he wrote one of the in-between Star Wars novel explaining what happened between the original trilogy and the sequel trilogy.
Yep, don't care. Don't care because it leads up to bull crap that I don't care about.
I heard he's not a good writer. Anyway, what happened to the writers? I don't like this term millennial writing because when this article came out recently, I think I realized that. I don't know. I hope I'm not going off on a tangent here, but it's not unfair to blame a lot of millennials for how bad the writing is because they weren't hiring necessarily the right people. So this is from the Jacob Savage article, Lost Generation. You probably heard of this. Hope I'm not going off on a tangent here, but I'm just going to read some quotes. This is from the article, but he couldn't outrun the culture. This was someone who had been trying to pay his dues and had serious pitches that sounded good and looked like he was going to get a job, but he couldn't outrun the culture. In the fall of 2014, the Oscars nominated only white people for acting awards, and Oscars So White #was born. The New York Times ran story after story. The Academy promised reform, as did the studios, as they delivered in 2015. Matt was looking for a follow-up job as a staff writer or story editor. I couldn't crack anything, he recalled. It was like almost immediate. There was a real disillusionment because I thought it was just kind of me for a while. And then we find out later on it wasn't. Hollywood was in the midst of a revolution. As Oscar So White bled into Me Too, the mandates only intensified. You could read a white guy's script, a former assistant to a Gen X white male showrunner told me, but there's no way in hell that person was going to get staffed on the show. Showrunners only had a couple of spots for white people, and they usually kept those reserved for the 40 or 50-year-old white guys.
Pause right there.
Yes.
That is exactly what people are suing over and winning. That is literally racism. That is literally making choices based on race. And that is illegal in this country. And it's not just that they're doing it. You don't even need to prove it because they are admitting it openly. So what you say on social media and what you say to the general media can be used in court against you, you dumb MFers.
So it's funny, this article did keep the names out of it, but I did want to bring up a point that, who knows, maybe there was some validity to the fact that the Oscar nominations in the Oscars So White that year, that was the year that Sicario came out, and I didn't know why Benicio del Toro wasn't nominated for an Academy Award. So maybe there was some truth in that, but as usual, Hollywood overcorrects. Instead of it being, oh, prejudice is wrong, no, we just have to be prejudiced against the right group. That's what this feels like. And exactly I think this is ridiculous. And it might also explain why some of the wrong people were getting hired for writers. Okay.
Exactly. The way Hollywood is going about things, it feels like money laundering scheme. Yes, it is. And just look at USAID to know at least where part of that money was coming from. Then look at Soros, and then look at so many BlackRock and, all Vanguard and all the others. I have to get some sleep before work. Good night. Yeah, I totally understand, Booger. You take care. Have a good night. And remember, the stream will still be up tomorrow if you want to catch up where we were. Yeah. That's racist. I picture
Thank
the
you, Geek
meme,
Flag.
the meme that he often shares. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Moving on to this is a theory I just came up tonight, and I could be full of crap. Theory: perhaps these older Gen X and Boomer writers used the political circumstances to get rid of their younger competition by hiring younger writers who weren't qualified or weren't good writers by doing the check boxes. But I just thought of that
There
tonight.
might be some that
I
there
might be completely
some that
off.
think that.
But
But honestly, the entire industry is focusing the Maoist propaganda model. They are literally trying to alter our culture and overturn our way of governance.
Well, it's funny. They, I remember. I forget what podcast I listened to. It might have been Lotus Eaters, but they were making a point about. We can go to the next slideshow next, by the way.
Okay.
They.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were basically bringing up a point that the first group that got ousted before it was conservatives that got ousted first. It was based on your politics. That was the first group they started going after. Think about it. Even back in the 80s, you had actors and writers that weren't necessarily, or they either weren't political, or they might have even leaned right on some issues. Like,
keep in mind, this is exactly why what's her name, who played Cara Dune?
Yes.
Gina Carano?
Gina Carano, thank you. That's exactly why she sued in California, because California had laws about being persecuted for political opinions because of the McCarthy era. So this worked directly against them. Now the McCarthyites, well, I shouldn't call them that, the communists, literally have taken over, and it's literally the other side that is now being protected by the laws that those communists helped get put in place. Genius.
Yeah. So the win, though, in all of this, because I'm not a big fan of a lot of the streaming thing, is physical media is not dead. I do not care about people calling it dead. It's not. And
it's not going to be dead as long as you have the ability to create the physical media for yourself. We have DVD writers and Blu-ray writers and cassette makers and all other ways to make digital recordings and audio recordings and tape to tape. You have that ability. Just saying. If you can't buy the physical media, make it for yourself. If you purchase it, you are allowed under fair use to change the media for your own purposes, not to resell, but for your own purposes. In other words, to keep.
So let's get into this. Is digital dead? The rise of physical media in Gen Z. Apparently, Gen Z likes the physical media. Look, someone reading a Sports Illustrated comic. Anyway, but yeah, I've been hearing the younger generations they're wanting to get back into physical media, and I just want to say, if you like Blu-rays, if you like Hollywood movies, especially older movies, you're living in the best time to own this stuff because we get nice editions of these movies on DVD now. Much better than what happened because of boutique labels like Arrow. What is this? Oh.
I love, it's kind of a change in subject, but Sashi said, I'm trolling Sin on one of her shows. We forced her to watch Kung Fu Hustle, and she didn't like it. I said to her, oh my God, do you hate Asians?
Funny Sashi. By the way, Sashi, I love Kung Fu Hustle.
You give her crap because Kung Fu Hustle is freaking genius.
It's a brilliant movie. I love the trailer for it when they're playing the Ballroom Blitz song.
Yes, I love that.
What I loved about it, I feel real bad because at that point in time, what was it, in the aughts, I felt China was really going to start rivaling Hollywood with their movies because they had a very operatic sense with their movies. You either had these tragedies or these comedies coming on the big screen with all this kung fu and martial arts, and I like House of Flying Daggers, I would have thrown that in maybe with a more tragic thing. But then you had something like Kung Fu Hustle as the opposite.
I want to say hi to Joe's Atmosphere in case I didn't earlier. I can't remember because I'm super, super foggy right now. But also, yes, the modern generation loving vinyl. We were just watching the members on Monday. We were watching Grease. And, going back to last Friday, we were talking about soundtracks from movies of the 70s and 80s, and how we owned them on vinyl.
Okay.
And how I would go over to my girlfriend's house and we'd, go through her collection. I'd bring over some records I wanted to listen to and whatnot. And there was, and the other thing too, you don't get this with, unfortunately, it was something that was kind of lost with CDs or being lost with CDs.
Yeah.
The artwork on those huge LP covers was incredible, some of it. And when you shrank it down to CD, or even worse, to cassette, you kind of ruin all that artwork. So there's many levels to this art.
So these are what I call boutique DVDs from Arrow Video. There are other boutique labels out there as well. Arrow. Basically,
is
they'll
this
take
like steel boxes kind of a thing?
Sometimes they come in steel boxes, but no, this is just you buy this collector set and you get all this cool swag. Like you get a free, it's like a fake newspaper article about the guy being arrested or something in the mask. Pictures.
It was probably a reproduction of something that was in the movie.
And this is so much better than like Warner Brothers would put out for their own movie. I'm going to show you some others here. You've got the Excalibur special edition coming out soon.
Carmina Burana, yeah.
I mean, this is going to be incredible. You have Westworld special edition coming out from them soon. It's funny, I was watching some guy reviewing this. It's a really great DVD set, but for some reason, Blu-ray said they don't mention the HBO series at all in any of the documentaries, and I'm thinking, he's like...
Because it had nothing to do with this.
Well, it's been... The guy was mentioning that series has vanished. It's like it's been buried and nobody talks about it anymore. It was weird. I actually kind of liked the first season of it, but
the first season was great. I loved it.
Well, I kind of saw that maybe this is a follow-up to that movie where this is like 30 years later and like the robots are more advanced now. But the Teenage Ninja Turtles trilogy set they put out.
By the way, the people that did that Westworld HBO series, same people that are working on Fallout right now. Some of the same. You could almost see them taking place in related
similar things,
stories, with the robots and whatnot,
That makes sense, actually. Some of the same people worked on that. But there's the Teenage Ninja Turtles trilogy set, and I know why are they remastering Part 3? Because why not? Okay, that's
exactly. It's part of the series as far as they're concerned. Right?
Whether you like it or not. The Warriors love this. Love this.
We did a watch party of that over on Big Al's channel. That was good times.
Yes, and then we have Dark City. That's another one I picked up recently. Again, they're doing better jobs on these than Warner Brothers did.
I haven't even seen that. That one is on my long
Oh, I don't want to say anything about it. You just got to see it. I can't spoil it for you. It's you'll like it. You'll like it. That's all I'm going to say. The Cell that came out in a special edition recently from them.
Is that the one with? Yes, it is. It's the one with Jennifer Lopez.
Vince Vaughn and Vincent D'Onofrio as the serial killer. And she goes into the mind of the serial killer. Remember that?
Yeah.
I don't remember if I saw it or not. I know I had wanted to. Yeah.
It's an interesting movie.
There's a company bringing Asian movies over to the U.S. Well, Go U.S. Entertainment. They have a YouTube channel with trailers. I think they bring it to U.S. streaming sites.
I've purchased DVDs from Well Go as well. They do release physical media as well. I think I got I have to watch it. I think it was
There is like a metric ton of Asian
there's a
series.
Ton of Asian
on
stuff.
Amazon Prime right now.
Yeah.
But moving on to There's a Simple Plan. I got that recently, the classic Sam Raimi movie with Bill Paxton and Billy Bob Thornton. And
Bridget Fonda before she left Hollywood.
Yeah, Bridget Fonda. That's right. She was the wife in that, the Lady Macbeth in that movie, basically. And I just want to say that, heck, even if you like CDs, I got myself a boombox, and this is they make boomboxes still. This is a high-end boombox you can buy.
Effing men, yes.
So physical media is not dead. It's just it's the major.
And look at that, the dual deck, so that you can make a copy of a cassette.
You can make a tape. Yes, you can.
or a mixtape.
You can also stream, I think, MP3s on this thing and also send it. They also have the newer amenities where you could do make it a Bluetooth thing. And I'm wondering, could I theoretically put my iTunes up, play something on my iTunes, and record it to a tape? I'll have to try that someday.
Right.
What's the point, though? Because I can just copy it from the CD. Because CDs, yes. But yeah, here we go, though. But yeah, DVD, despite the studio's best effort by going on and streaming and stuff, the boutique labels are keeping Blu-rays and DVDs alive, and they're doing a great job at it. And I never thought we'd get such a nice edition of Excalibur coming out, so I'm looking forward to that. Okay, another loss. Let's pull through these. DC and Marvel Comics. Yeah, I gotta say, remember these? Remember comic books? We often talk about the state of Marvel because we're relating it to movies. But we forget it was originally comics, and that's how people would experience Marvel back in the day, and DC. And I don't even want to talk about what's gone on in the comics. Well, I'm just going to say, yeah, we don't even talk about Marvel and DC in regards to currently produced comic books. We look at this. Look at these two examples. You had the New Warriors with Snowflake and whatever, because they were making fun of the link online.
All of which were so brutalized in the mainstream media. They didn't sell those characters. You haven't heard of them since they first came out. Seriously, they were gone so quickly.
Yeah.
Nobody even remembers.
And then you have the Harley Quinn. Does that say Fartacular on the cover? Because why leave the mystery up?
If I remember correctly,
a disgusting fetish comic.
This thing had a weird, like, scratch and sniff fart smell. Yeah.
Awful. I didn't cover the story in Geeky Geezers. I thought about it. I said, no, I'm not going to do it, but I'm going to put this. And it's like, who's running things? Who's in charge of these companies and allowing this stuff to come out? These are damaging the brand. I mean, especially this Harley Quinn comic. Oh, look at this. The Cell was the first.
Yeah, that they saw in the, there you go. I mean, Back to the Future DVD and the cartoon series on DVD.
That's right.
That is a serious fan. And by the way, if you are a Back to the Future fan, make sure you check out Retro Blasting. He is your one-stop shop for Back to the Future, James Bond, Indiana Jones, to some degree Star Wars. Definitely check out Retro Blasting.
Let's get out of here. I can't even look at that Harley. I shouldn't have put that up here. Okay.
That's disgusting. Yeah.
Okay. A win. But that's okay because all the comic book shops are going out of business. I'm joking. This is not a win. I don't know a win in this. Maybe Young Ripa. I forgot to mention him. He does do a comic line, and
people that are doing independent comics.
Yeah. I guess that's the positive thing. Yes. Yeah. So maybe I should have put that here. I feel bad for the comic stores. They're just going under, and that was a thing you and I had growing up, right? We would go to the comic store and look around and.
Because nowadays I go to my local comic book store and I'm looking for back issues, and he's like, your best bet is to find back issues on eBay or whatever. And it's like, okay, I'll give my money to somebody else. I'll bypass you. He's like, yeah, because and he says that because he's just being honest. This is what he would have to do. He can't afford to hold on to that much stock. He's on such a razor thin margin to begin with that he would have to go to eBay to find the comics I'm looking for anyway. And then he'd have to upcharge me, better that I just go and do it myself. And it's like that literally is just and nobody's buying the new stuff anymore. It all sucks.
Yeah. It's really bad. I mean, that was
to go to the comic book shop tomorrow. Or this weekend.
I'm not really ready because I don't have a list of things I want to get, but okay, we'll talk about it later.
See what's up. Maybe Archie is still in good shape, huh?
Probably not. Not after that series that came out on
maybe. Okay, loss. What's another loss? Let's see here. We have billions spent on woke games that didn't sell. Well, I don't want to necessarily heap this as a positive because, frankly,
remember there was the one that. Like what was it? The Swedish government or something was paying for it. Now you got this web series that the Brits have put out that ended up getting memed into oblivion.
I didn't know that. Well, that one. Oh no, the one with what was it, Angela or something, or whoever's in
I
that.
don't remember what the
The
character's name is.
purple-haired girl. Yes, I've seen that. It's like they
She became like a conservative
far
voice.
right icon. They always say
right.
far right. Embracer Group takes a new hit as game is panned. This was the Saints Row reboot they did, which was a disaster. Because, well, another problem too is even though the content in these games tends to be very woke, but the games suck too because no one knows how to program these things because they didn't hire the talent.
That's exactly it.
Dragon Age: The Veilguard underperforms, only 1.5 million sold, and even this game, this I guess it's the PC version, but Spider-Man 2 sold half of what the prior one did, and of course all these games were related, I think, to Sweet Baby Inc., which was that that consulting firm.
Yep. Yep.
But I do want to say something. Video games are not dead. Retro and indie gaming is still a thing. So even if these big budgeted things are a disaster and they fail,
that is very much. I've been seeing a lot of stuff about because lately I've been getting into Fallout. Been playing Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 4. Come to find out that there are people, fans, because Bethesda's not doing it. Fans are out there making
expansions.
Not only expansions, but they're going back to Fallout 1, 2, and 3 and remaking them in the Fallout 4 engine. With the exception of there was one project that I saw, I can't remember if it was Fallout 1 or Fallout 2, that was using the Doom engine to keep that retro feel to it.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I might have to look into that. Evercade versus R. This is an actual old. This is a game console that just plays these old retro cartridges. They'll include like sometimes 1, 2, maybe 8 games on a cartridge, and you just plug it in, play old school. Cartridges are usually around $30 each. You can buy a reproduction of the Atari 2600, 8 or 7800, and play the old Atari games. Actual cartridges, they're being reproduced. This is a Pac-Man themed console. You can play.
I'm hearing.
Yes. It includes the original 2600 Pac-Man, which and it also includes it includes a fan made, specially made, because of course the fans make the best stuff.
We talked about that on
7800s, 7800 Pac-Man, which looks very good. Okay, and that's included on here too, because oddly enough, Pac-Man never came out for the 7800, so some programmer says I'll make it myself, and it turned out to be a very good addition. And they put it on the cartridge, and you have Dig Dug and other games that came out for it as well, so you can buy that if you're so inclined. This is something. Is this the monochromatic? Is that what they call this?
These are color screens. Well, the one on the right is monochromatic.
This company actually basically have just remade the Game Boy Color or the game, and they even make new cartridges for it. So, because I guess the Nintendo patent ran out. So if you got old Game Boy games, they'll play on this thing, and you can also buy new games they sell on their site too, and maybe even on places like Amazon.
Wow, brilliant! Friggin' brilliant.
They have like a new Asteroids and I think Centipede they made for this thing. That's a Tetris game that comes with a Tetris game too. So I mean it's kind of neat. And I know this company is currently working on a Nintendo 64 as well. Because I guess so. You can play on the old. You can go old school. You can buy a reproduction Amiga 1200 coming out this summer, and actually you comes with 25 games. And if you own the games, you can make copies and put them on a thumb drive. Wink, wink. Okay, that's what they say.
Right.
Because I'm sure everyone has their old floppies and can now turn them into things to put on a thumb drive, or just go online.
Heck, you could probably put all of your floppies onto one thumb drive.
There you go. Yes. Okay.
Night Dive. Yes.
If you own modern consoles and says you can play old school games that way, Night Dive does remasters. These are some of the ones that released last year. System Shock 2 remaster.
Yeah.
Blood Refresh Supply remaster, and Outlaws and a handful of missions remaster. This was the Lucasfilm first-person shooter that was based on westerns, and has actually some good voice acting in it. I think John Delancey is one of the villains.
Speaking of the whole concept of first-person versus third-person shooter, I gotta say, That's one of the things I like about Fallout is literally in the middle of playing, you can change whether you're seeing it first person or third person just by rolling in and out with the middle
Oh, that's
mouse
neat.
roller.
I'm sure on the controller it was a button you pressed, but yeah,
probably.
Yeah. And also, I don't want to. I actually should start giving more attention to indie titles, but that's Hollow Knight Silk Song, huge release last year, made by one guy or maybe a few people, and it was an amazing title which people loved. Came out. Just I think that's like a rodent or an insect, but it's wearing a mask. Do you understand? It's like
absolutely.
Okay.
I agree, Sasha. You're in good company with that one.
That used cassettes. I remember the cassettes. Yeah.
Yep.
And there were other games I thought of note. Chronicles of the Wolf. This is kind of a Castlevania-inspired game. Takes place in France, and kind of reminds me of Simon's Quest for the NES. And then you had Neon Inferno came out last year. So you still have games to play, even if all the major AAA developers crash and burn. There's still indie titles.
I'm hearing in my head, burn,
releases.
Baby, burn Neon Inferno. I'm sorry.
But anyway, like I said, and all this stuff is official. This isn't pirated stuff. You can buy this legitimately.
Yeah.
And like I said, there are other ways you can play too if you want to go the other route. But I just want to say, I just want to give a shout out. So, they can't bring you down. That's what I'm trying to say. And sometimes when an indie developer does well, like I think the people that made Dead Cells, they did a Castlevania expansion for Dead Cells from Konami, and Konami liked it so much. Now they're working on an actual Castlevania title for Konami. So it's even a way to kind of move up.
Nice.
So what's a loss? Let's go through this. Celebrities that won't shut up.
Oh, for crying out loud! Yes.
Just
oh, this one. Well, you know what though? It's a loss, but man, talk about instant karma. She makes her stupid comment, and now everybody is ripping on her, going, your freaking multi-million-dollar mansion is on Native American ground. You planning to give that back?
I don't speak for groups that
Screw
aren't.
this guy.
And then Ruffalo, I'm telling you, Ruffalo needs.
You can just go to hell.
We need a new Hulk. We desperately need a new Hulk. Okay.
We need a Hulk, period. He never played the Hulk. Well, maybe for one or two movies he did. Then he became, the Puss is what he became.
We bring Eric Bana back. I'm just saying. When
I'd be fine with that. Or what's the other guy?
Jordan was good too. Yeah, I liked them both. But
Lou Ferrigno, get friggin' Lou Ferrigno back.
Yeah, but what was cool about when both Bana and Norton played him, when he turned to the Hulk, it was Lou Ferrigno's voice in the Hulk form. Did you know that? But when they made it Ruffalo, it's Ruffalo's voice in Hulk form. I preferred it when they had to be Lou Ferrigno. I thought that was a cool little callback. But a win was Bill Maher. If Democrats want to win elections, and Hollywood celebrities need to shut the F up because you're not helping. So people call them out. That's the win. This was another one. Ricky Gervais reminds celebrities not to make political speeches after Grammys. Sees Bad Bunny really has MIs. They're still not listening. So you've been warned by other people. People that probably even lean left, and they're saying stop.
Look, I told you, and you didn't effing listen. You stupid MFers.
Yes. So moving on to loss. Because we're going to be wrapping this up soon. But let's see here. What's my other loss here? Lessons learned. This was yours.
Yeah.
Greta Gerwig.
Learned, really. Greta Gerwig, we're doing our own take. So in other words, you're not doing effing Narnia. You're stealing the characters and the names, and you're making your own neo-Marxist bullcrap.
Does Greta Gerwig believe in God? I'm just curious, because this is like...
Yeah, Greta Gerwig believes in God, but it's female, and it's,
no. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. You realize that Narnia is.
He prays to friggin' Meryl Streep. I'm guessing.
This is C.S. Lewis. This is a very notable Christian thinker,
which is exactly why they want to destroy and undermine it. Yes.
And how are you going to do better than the source material?
They don't want to do better. They want to destroy.
How did Netflix end up with this?
It's Netflix. The Company of Cuties, remember?
But how did they end up with this? I remember back in the day, Disney put these out, but this was really Walden Media making these movies. Disney distributed. They got angry at Disney because Disney wasn't going to give them enough money for the third movie, so then they went with Fox instead as a funder for the third movie. So I thought this property was independently controlled, and now I guess it's not, and they're giving it to Greta Gerwig of all people, and I don't understand this.
It's getting passed around like a friggin' doobie is what's happening. Want to say hi to the Peter Venkman fan site. Peter Venkman's girl, welcome. So good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. We didn't have a Ghostbusters segment on here. I could have just as easily gone with that as another win in the pop culture war.
Well,
they gave us a 2016 Ghostbusters remake that everyone soundly rejected, and then they came back and said, nope, our bad, and they came back with Afterlife, which was actually really, really good return to form.
Yeah. So Greta Gerwig, I don't understand why they're giving this to her. I don't know why Netflix is even doing anything with Narnia. And part of me thinks that you have caretakers of these franchises, or these properties, I should say, and then the caretakers die, and then they get passed on to somebody else, and this person doesn't care. I think
somebody else from a modern generation that wants to
just wants the money,
contribute to the either wants to just
the people giving it out just want the money. They license it out because look at
they have zero principles. They don't care. And they're perfectly okay with cultural vandalism.
I feel Christopher Tolkien, the Tolkien's son, was very careful about his father's works not falling into the wrong hands. But I think whoever's running it now doesn't. And then we look at this.
Yeah.
Okay. Disney Snow White flop exposed Rachel Zegler controversy.
We said it all along. We said it was going to happen. We said it wasn't going to. As we saw the ballooning production costs, we said there's no way it's going to make this much. Now we are vindicated. Now it's we were right. And I think those of you that have followed me long enough and listened to contributor Mark Malnikoff, who always says Troy was right, that's not something I'm necessarily proud of, because my predictions are often right, but they're not good predictions.
So you're often right, Troy, as opposed to often wrong, Sung.
Exactly.
That's a Star Trek reference.
Exactly.
Remember that was...
I do.
And Laura saying that's not a very good rhyme. Remember when Laura was pretending to be dating? He's like, I wasn't supposed to give you the emotion chip, and I'm wondering, did that emotion chip make Laura even nuttier because he got an extra emotion chip, and then he disappeared? Yeah. Remember?
Yeah, and then you saw after the next episode he's in, they deactivate him, and then in the movie, Data removes the emotion chip and gets it installed into himself. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the problem with Data, because in the movies it was kind of interesting. Sometimes he would just deactivate it or turn it on, right? He would turn it on or off.
Right.
I don't know. Anyway.
Yes, I remember Nate putting his money where his mouth was. He made a prediction, and he was right, and his brother owed him $20 about it.
Question about Captain Picard.
What about him?
If I'm going by the Picard series, why did he retire to his vineyard? Why didn't he just retire to that planet that he helped protect in Star Trek Insurrection? The one where you de-age until you're 30-something, right?
He
even had a love interest on that planet. He could have lived out the rest of his years with that society. They would have welcomed him with open arms because he saved their planet from that other group.
There was an implied canon. There is nothing in canon to tell us for certain, but there is an implied canon that they were given the Talos 4 treatment, where it's illegal for anyone from the Federation to go there.
But they run their society. They can decide who goes there or not. Do you understand what I'm
he would
saying?
have to. He would.
They're not going to let Picard go there after he was the one responsible for basically.
What they would say is the rules apply to everybody. If you go there, you have to renounce your Federation membership, and you can't come back.
Well, fine.
And then we would
what's
never see
stopping him
Picard.
from doing that? I mean,
Well,
I don't
the
know.
question of whether or not they want to bring the character,
Because he didn't seem to like the Federation too much in Picard season 1 anyway. So it's if I'm going by that logic,
I
they
get
they didn't save the Romulans for
I
reason,
wouldn't-
which doesn't
I
make any
would-
sense. That's not something the Federation would do.
I would not
would've-
sweat that too much because, again, remember, everything under
know.
the J.J. Abrams and Kurtzman
Okay.
track is literally a separate license and will be decanonized.
So yeah, Snow White was a big disaster. Rachel Zegler, another actor that couldn't shut up. You're here to promote the movie. Please
Yep.
stop.
And she had to make it all about Palestine versus Israel. She had to make it all about modernism. She had to shit
she
all
is the
over
one-
the property that this was being remade from. This was made, decades ago. Very evidently so.
She was the
She
one.
was just effing insufferable.
From the get-go, she was attacking the audience. Oh, they're all going to come after me because I'm not white.
I am not
No
going
one
to bleach
said
my skin. And it's like,
No
no
one
one's even
said
had a
anything to
chance
you.
to say anything, you dumb.
No one
See you next
flipped out
Thursday.
when Kristen Cruick played Snow White back in the 90s. It's
Right.
like we probably would have just let it go, and you're the one bringing it into it. And then of course
Yeah.
that got it. Just stop it. Moving on to Win. Some good shows are being produced. That's what you said. So
I agree.
I like this trailer.
In fairness, I can't judge
It's not
this
out yet.
It's not out yet, but I can tell you their marketing. And I want to thank. I'm not. Was it Donnie? I don't remember who the member was who came on Liquid Lunch and suggested this to me. I went and I checked out the trailer after this, and let me tell you something. This was an effing awesome trailer. In fact, the way the trailer is released,
You can watch it in black and white or color. Yeah.
The version I saw was both. You watch color,
Yeah.
and then it starts immediately again, the exact same
Interesting.
trailer in black and white. And I was like, and I immediately shared out the trailer, and I tagged Tom Conkle. I said, these guys are taking a page from the Tom Conkle school of thought and are doing their noir in both black and white and color, and you get to choose. And then of course, because YouTube suggests videos based on the last thing you just watched, the Heavy Spoiler Show came up with his take on it, and he goes, and you better believe, if you're smart, if you care about classic film, you'll be watching the correct version, which is the black and white version. I'm like, oh, I already thought you were a great channel,
I'll probably watch both. I think they both look good. I watched both trailers.
Oh, I am expecting there to be a DVD that I can get, a DVD. That's
There
the
might
whole
be, because
version.
Amazon's good about that. Amazon's good
Yep.
about releasing their
Yep.
stuff on physical media, usually, yeah. But Nicolas Cage is, but I kind of like this.
Oh, and they're friggin' ripping off everybody, and I love it. That particular freeze frame is a direct takeoff on what's his name from Watchmen?
Yes.
Rorschach.
Okay. Someone said, though.
Also, kind of a little bit Batman the Animated Series.
Okay. Apparently, I guess the Uncle Ben analog on this series, from what I've read, and I don't know, I only read this one comment, says it has the most horrific, like, Uncle Ben style death in any of the Spider-Man canon. And I'm wondering what happens to his thing when he's younger. Like, I don't know how because this is a completely different Spider-Man in a different universe. So
It
I
really
don't know
is
if it
by the
plays
name
out
of
the
Ben
same way.
Reilly, which of course we could talk about the whole Clone Saga and everything, but I kind of dig that. I also love the tagline for this. The tagline is no powers, no responsibility. I'm like, sure looks like he's got powers though, but I love the tagline.
Wait a minute. I thought the same thing because we see him web slinging, but remember, the web slingers are, unless you're going with the Tobey Maguire Spider, they're not part of his natural ability. It's something he invents to swing.
Exactly.
He may not have powers on this. This may be like a Batman style thing. And part of me wonders who his villains are. It may not even be named villains like Doc Ock. It could just be like gangsters or something. I don't know. Like, I don't know what he's going on. He's a private eye, right?
Yeah.
He's like a shadow type character. I'm interested. I don't know much about.
He's a private dick, but also a vigilante, and I guess there's a backstory to the whole vigilanteism thing.
But let me see here. Now we move on to, and you're a big fan of this Fallout show. I've seen season 1.
Really am.
I like the lead actress on this. She's funny in interviews, actually.
And I love, there's a meme that I saw of her. There's just, they could have chosen any shot from the show, but they chose one in particular. She's got these huge eyes. And they're like, if they had cast her as Alita Battle Angel, they could have saved a ton of money on CG.
In defense, I do like Rosa Salazar a lot.
I do too. Yeah. I got nothing. I'm just saying it was funny because she really does have big eyes. But I was watching a behind the scenes for this.
They could have her be another cyborg in that series. Okay,
sure.
You go.
Okay. I was watching a behind the scenes for how they do a lot of the special effects in this, and it is a masterclass in the use of practical effects and CG combined, and how difficult it is. The CG isn't what makes it expensive. It's the combining of CG with practical effects that is very challenging and very, very expensive to do. They were showing a scene of the Cogsworth robots where most of the Cogsworth robot is a real prop on a gimbal for them to react to. But then the extra arms and the 2 extra eye stalks are added. They have to match up the movements with the bouncy, clunky thing. But because it's, this old, clunky robot, it kind of works. I think everybody knows that the nose is removed using
CG.
Rotoscoping CG. Yeah, exactly. And there's just so many things about this. And if the CG wasn't good, you could almost excuse it as like an homage to the source material, the games, the video games. If it comes off video gamey, well, that's okay, right? But it's not. It's really, really good. And that's just talking about special effects. I'm not even talking about the story. This is an example of a story that it walks a freaking tightrope, trying not to run afoul of the canon of the games because it is considered to be canon within the games. But when you're doing something that takes place like after the last video game you just played, that could have had multiple endings depending on your playthrough and what you decided to do, they are doing a wonderful job of not making it very clear what the canonical ending was and almost making you able to believe whatever ending you played works with what they're doing now.
Interesting.
It's very, very interesting.
And you're going to be playing that later, aren't you, that game?
As soon as we get done here, I'm going to, switch over. I'm going to close the studio. I'm going to start Fallout 4 again. Yeah.
Lost Legacy Media. Well, the Legacy Media has just been getting steadily worse. They were not great when I was a kid.
The numbers are out. The vast majority of the average person no longer trusts the regular mainstream media anymore. They assume that what they're told is a lie at this point.
Yeah, Morning Ago Legacy Media didn't lose readers. It drove them away. Okay.
Yes, it did. Yes, it absolutely did.
And
they have been taking Gaslight to friggin' ridiculous extremes. And it's been ever since, it's been for the longest time for people that have been paying attention, but for people that weren't paying attention, 2019, 2020 is when people started to realize they're telling us stuff that just effing ain't true. It's demonstrably not true. They are literally lying to us. I can see it.
And then you have the winner is New Media Leads the Charge, probably because these are people that couldn't get jobs in the old media because of...
you would not have heard a single thing about what's going on in Minneapolis if it wasn't for this kid
the
right
Leering
here.
Centers.
The leering centers.
How do you know
exactly.
this wasn't training the kids how to leer when they're older? You can leer at people.
Or a place to leer at the kids is more
Oh
likely
no,
to
I
be.
didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Right. But if you've been following this guy's undercover footage, well, not undercover. He's out there. He's not even undercover, but he's going and recording everything he does, and this is just killing it. And yes, then hashtag be the competition.
That's what this guy's doing.
He is being he and Tucker Carlson and so many others are being the anti media,
Even
right?
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan, sure. Well, Joe Rogan and even people like us, we're not so much news. We're more commenters. We're analysis. We're talk show hosts. With much smaller audiences, but it's what not talk radio. Well, talk radio to a certain extent too. It's what late night TV used to be. Is what we're doing now. Yes. We're keeping alive what people loved. This is why I use in my promos and intros, the Saturday night at the movies kind of stuff, because I want people to remember that must-see TV all come to. Yes, it's a movie we've all seen probably, but now we're going to watch it together, right? With our popcorn in our living room or wherever you watch at, interacting with the chat like you would with friends and family, You
Exactly.
don't get that anymore.
It's very one-sided, and we tell you how to think, basically. That's basically
right.
And that's all, folks. That's it. So what did we learn tonight, huh?
We're still in it.
We're still in it. It's not over.
What we've really learned.
We haven't lost. Okay.
But I think the important point, on the positive side, am I going to say we're winning? Maybe. I do feel like we've turned a corner. I do see that it's not just those of us that are really engaged that see the problem. I think the general population is starting to eschew this propagandistic bullshit, right? And are starting to go, yeah, you guys aren't the bad guys. You're not ists and phobes, because if you are, I am too. It's those people that really are, and they're gaslighting us to say we're the bad guys. The Overton window is what they call it. All the people that were in the center, that weren't right, that weren't left, or they were on different things, are now feeling like they're being treated like they're far right, 1930s National Socialist Germans. And it's like, what the hell happened? F you people, you radical crazies.
Exactly.
When you see Fetterman in Congress sounding more like a Republican than some Republicans, something is friggin' wrong. Or maybe something is right, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah. He I ended up he didn't end up being nearly as he actually surprised me, so I'll say that in a good way.
Yeah. Well, and look, some of my favorite people in this current administration are former Democrats. Robert Kennedy Jr., Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah.
I mean, just saying.
Just want people that are honest and want reform. That's what I want.
Exactly. And have the balls to go after it, too.
Yes.
But
which brings us to so
the promos covered everything we got coming up, so make sure you tune in tomorrow for Saturday Night at the Movies. Make sure you tune in Sunday to all the stuff that Deleted Scenes has got coming up.
I'm going to be on Deleted Scenes channel for reserved seats on Sunday.
So you've got you get a double dose of
double dose of Boomer.
8 to 9 Central. That's 9 to 10 Eastern. Wait a minute. Is it a 1 hour or 2 hour show that we do? I forget. Well, whatever. Tune into Geeky Geezers at 8 Central. And then right after that, just follow him on over to Reserve Seats over on Deleted Scenes channel. And then maybe they'll kick you all back to me and we'll catch the first couple episodes of Marco Polo, the reconstruction of the missing media of Doctor Who's first season. So join us for that. And that is the weekend for us. Any last things you want to say before we get out of here and Netter and I head into the wasteland?
Bye. You guys are Osmo.
She keeps it short and sweet. How about you, Boomer?
Nothing. Hope to see you again on Sunday.
Absolutely. And then, of course, next Friday, we're going to be talking some more about AI, some updates on how it's changing our world. So I want to thank every single one of you guys for hanging out with me as you do every afternoon during the weekday for Liquid Lunch. And all the streams that we do around here. Super appreciate every single one of you. Please hit the like button on the way out. If you haven't subscribed, you weren't even able to comment here. So if you're listening, double check and see if you're subscribed and hit that subscribe button on the way out. And if you're not a member, I'd super appreciate it if you did, because it's the only way I can justify what I'm doing here. Am I worth 16 cents a day? That's what it really comes down to. 16 cents a day. Am I worth it to you guys?
You're worth it to me.
Barely, but I am worth 16 cents to her. Anyway.
And if you want to know what was in the box, tune into
Go
Thursday
check
things
out
from yesterday
her stream
and
from
you can see what was in the box.
See what was in the box. Anyway, thank you guys so much. You guys all, please take care of yourselves because you are important to me. I want you to all be healthy to the best of your ability to be healthy. Stay hydrated because that makes a difference. Drink responsibly. There's a reason I switched to soda, towards the end of the show. And I will see you all on the next one. Take care, everyone. Salute.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, sir.
Hit it, sweetheart.
The neon lights are fading, closing time is near. Whispers in the corners, secrets shared sincere. The bartender's polishing the final glass. Time slips away like moving through the grass. Last call for alcohol, make your dreams come true. One more round, friends, from me and you. Let's toast to the night, to the stories we've spun. Here's to the laughter and to what's begun. The shadows are dancing as we linger still. Every clink of a glass, a memory to distill. Beneath this smoky haze, our feelings they unfurl. A tapestry of whispers in this corner of the world. The jukebox serenades us with a final tune, crooning to the lonely and the lovers under the moon. With every soft note, the end draws ever near. But in this fleeting moment, there's nothing to fear. Last call for